Hi friends, sorry for the horrible lighting, but this is what I'm gonna have to work with. So today we're going to be doing our last part of topic 11, 11-6. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you. All right, and of course we're gonna start with our solve and share today. If it works, there we go. So it says, Jody wants to bake 350 muffins. She bakes one batch of 160 muffins and one batch of 145 muffins. How many more muffins does Jody need to bake? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to underline important parts. So she wants 350, right? So I think that's obviously the whole. She bakes one batch of 160 muffins and one batch of 145 muffins. How many more muffins does she need to bake? So how many more does she need to get to 350, which is her whole? So this is a two-step word problem. I'm going to split my board in half. So my first problem is I have to figure out how much I have so far. We have to figure out how much she has so far. So we're going to do 160 plus 145. And then whatever answer we get here, we're going to use 350 and subtract the answer that we get here. Okay, so how can we solve 160 plus 145? Well, there's different ways we can do it. In this case, I think I want to do HTO. So I'm going to write my HTO chart, HTO. There we go. And I'm going to write my number. Let's do 160. So I have 0 ones, 6 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 100. Good. Now I have to draw the number 145. So I'm going to do 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 100. Good, so now I can go ahead and start counting how much I have in each column. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tens, so guess what? I circle it, cross it out, and trade it for 100. So because I had 10 tens, that becomes 100. So now I have 0 tens left over and 1, 2, 3 hundreds. So my answer to 160 plus 145 is 305. So I'm going to put 305 right here. So now we figured out what we should put in this blank here. We're going to bring over our answer from here and put it here. So 305. So 350 minus 305. Well, the good thing is I can still use my HTO chart to solve this. So I'm going to write my HTO. I'm going to write my biggest number into my chart. Remember, it's subtraction, so it's going to look a little different from addition. So I have 0 ones, 5 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 hundreds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now I need to start crossing out the 305. But wait a second, it says I have to take away 5 ones. I don't have any ones, so guess what? I'm going to cross out a 10 and trade it for 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now do I have enough to subtract 5 ones? I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that leaves me with 5 ones. Now I need to take away 0 10s. So that means I don't have to do anything here. I just count up how much I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. And last but not least, now I just have to take away 3 hundreds. 1, 2, 3. That leaves me with no hundreds. So the answer is just 45. So if I have room to do my solution sentence, how many more muffins does Jody need to bake? Jody needs to bake 45 muffins. We got this answer by first adding up how many she already baked to get the total. Then we brought that over and subtracted how many muffins she had baked from how many she wanted to get 45. And that's how much more she needs to bake. And that's our solve and share for today. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our visual learning. Let's see. There we go.
Can help you solve a problem. Some problems, you have to answer more than one question. Sometimes one of the questions is hidden in the information you are given in the problem. How do you solve these problems? Let's find out. Grade 2 wants to sell 10 more tickets to the school play than grade 1. Grade 1 sold 476 tickets. Grade 2 sold 439 tickets. How many more tickets does grade 2 have to sell to reach their goal? The problem asks you to find how many more tickets grade 2 has to sell to reach their goal. Does that mean you subtract 439 from 476?
So we know that grade 2 wants to sell 10 more tickets to the school play than grade 1, right? So they want to sell more, 10 more than grade 1. So far, grade 1 sold 476 tickets so far. And then grade 2 sold 439 tickets so far. Okay, now to solve this problem, do we need to subtract 439 from 476? Do we need to subtract? What do you think? I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. I know this isn't a real live lesson, but I still want you to think. So 10 seconds to think about that. Well, I'm asking you to find how many more tickets grade 2 has to sell to reach their goal. Does that mean you have to subtract 439 from 476? Well, let's find out. Well, nope, it's no.
Because 476 is not the grade 2 goal. 476 is...
So it's no because 476 is not their goal. Their goal is to have 10 more tickets than grade 1, okay? The goal is not to have this amount. The goal is to have 10 more than grade 1.
Grade 1 has sold. So how do you solve this problem? Think about the hidden question first. You need to subtract to answer the question, but first, you need to find the correct number to subtract from. How did grade 2 set their goal? Here's the hint to help you figure out the hidden question. Grade 2 made a goal to sell 10 more tickets than grade 1. Grade 1 sold 476 tickets. So what is the hidden question of this problem? The question is, how many tickets is 10 more than 476 tickets? What do you do to answer that question?
All right, so the hidden question was how many tickets is 10 more than 476 tickets? Remember the key word here is more, right? So more usually means what? Add.
You add 10 to 476. 476 plus 10 equals 486. So grade 2 wants to sell 486 tickets. Justified. Now you can find how many more tickets grade 2 has to sell to reach their goal. To find the answer, what numbers do you subtract? The 439 tickets grade 2.
So the first thing they did was they added 10 tickets to 476 to get 486, right? So this is what they need to get to. Second grade needs to get to this to get to the goal of 10 more than grade 1. Now we can subtract 439 from 486 to figure out how many more tickets they need to reach their goal.
Sold from the goal they set. The goal is to sell 486 tickets. So you subtract 439 from 486. To subtract 439 plus 1 equals 440. 440 plus 46 equals 486. So 486 minus 439 equals 47.
So they ended up figuring out by doing this that, now you can use any strategy here to solve it, but they figured out that in order to reach their goal of 10 more tickets than grade 1, they had to sell 47 more tickets. So let's do a sample problem here. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm gonna do one kind of like this one so that we can, let me see if my word, there we go. Okay. So 2F wants to sell 20 more tickets than 2A. Two F sold 140 tickets. 2A sold 200, or not 200, 145, no, let's do 155 tickets. How many more tickets does 2F have to sell to reach their goal? Okay, so let's look at this problem real quick. Make this a little more kid friendly so you can see it better. All right, so let's get our pens ready. And I want you guys to try and solve this with me, okay? So 2F wants to sell 20 more, oops. Why is this? So I'm gonna get my pen and I'm gonna use, let's use red so you can see it. Okay, so 2F wants to sell 20 more tickets, right? More is the key word here than 2A. 2F sold 140 tickets. 2A sold 155 tickets. How many more tickets does 2F have to sell? So remember, we're looking for that hidden question. The hidden thing here that we need to remember is that the goal, what is their goal? To have 20 more than 2A. Well, 20 plus. So I'll do that for 20 more than 2A. So, just a minute. 20 more than 2A. So to solve this, we would have to get 2A's total, which is 155. Plus 20 to see what the actual number is for their goal, right? We need to get the actual number of the goal. We know that they want 20 more than 2A, but we need to figure out how much it is for 2A. What is 20 more than 2A's total? So 155 plus 20. So we could do this in many different ways. You can do this on a number line, which, you know what, I'm going to do it on a number line because I just think it's easier. So we're going to start with 155 here. I'm going to do one jump because I have 2 10s, 0 1s, one jump of plus 10. 155 plus 10 is 165. And another jump of plus 10. 165 plus 10 is 175. And that's it. That's my answer because I don't have any 1s and 20, just 2 10s, which I did. So the goal really is 175. So the goal for 2F is 175. We want to sell 175 tickets to get 20 more than 2A. So we know that we sold 140, right? So now we know our goal. Now to see, we need to figure out how much more we need to sell to reach our goal. So we bring down our total of 175 and subtract how many we sold so far, which we sold 140 so far. So we're going to do 175 minus 140. So I'm going to put my number line. Remember with subtraction, you start on this end. So I'm going to do 175. How many hundreds do I have? I have 100. So I'm going to do minus 100, which equals just 75 because I only have 100. Then subtract 4 10s, which is the same as 40. Oops, minus 40. Which is 35. Sorry, that was sloppy. So then do I have any 1s? Nope. So that should be my answer. So, excuse me, not Corona, I promise. So our answer is 35. So if I had a space to do my solution sentence, I would say 2F needs 35 more tickets sold to reach their goal. And what was our goal? To get 20 more tickets sold than 2A. And we did that by getting 2A's total, adding 20 to it to get 175. And that was 2F's new goal. And then we brought down that answer and subtracted 140, which was what we had so far, to get 35. So we need 35 more tickets to get to our goal of 175 to beat 2A. So that's it for today. I know this one might have been a little bit confusing, even for me, and I totally get it. But once you practice a little bit, you guys should be able to get it. If you need any help, feel free to send me a message on Class Dojo. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.